Hello everyone and welcome to the final 2013 regular season edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We begin in Toronto, where there was an excellent call made by the officiating crew in the 62nd minute, when the Montreal Impact thought they had the equalizer, but Marco Di Vaio clearly extends his arm to deflect the ball into the goal. The handball was clear as crystal on the replay, a little more difficult in real time, but credit referee David Gantar who spots it. Although the local Toronto fans wanted it, there was no handball to speak of on the other end in the 81st minute. Montreal's Hernan Bernardello does not use his arms or hands to block this Stephen Caldwell shot on the goal line. Moving to the StubHub Center, where Chivas USA wanted 2 penalty kicks in their 5-0 loss to Portland. First, in the 58th minute, Carlos Bocanegra goes down in the box in a battle with Pa Moruca. But there's nothing there. Bocanegra overruns the ball and Ka gains the better position. Good no call by Drew Fisher. But there was a second complaint from the Goats. In the 69th minute, they say Eric El Cubo Torres was taken down in the box. Now, this is a much better case for a penalty because Chara plays the man and not the ball, and he bumps Torres in the back. Technically, it's a penalty, but El Cubo Torres now has a reputation for going down a little too easily in the box, and that will make referees think twice about these calls. Next, to the penalty awarded to the Houston Dynamo at RFK Stadium. It's the 10th minute, and DC's James Riley uses his right arm to pull back Giles Barnes, who was already in his shooting motion. The little yank throws the Dynamo player off balance, and he hits the ground. PK is the right call, but Riley perhaps should have also seen red for denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Early in the second half, it was the turn of DC's Chris Pontius to go down in the box, on a challenge from Eric Brunner. But when we look at the replays, I don't see any significant contact to warrant a PK. Looks like a good no call to me. Brunner was again at the center of a penalty kick claim in the 82nd minute. This time, Dwayne De Rosario crosses the ball into the box, and although in real time it looks like Brunner blocks it with his chest, the freeze frame makes you think twice here. Perhaps it was upper arm. Well, last week I felt the Dynamo were hard done by a Tim Cahill handball after just 8 seconds. Well, a week later, I think they may have been graced in DC. No such doubts at BC Place, where there was a penalty awarded in the Vancouver-Colorado match. And this is a no-brainer, folks. Colorado's Marvel Wynn clips Kikuta Mane, who's already by him. Good call by referee Ricardo Salazar. And Camilo gets his first goal on his way to winning the MLS Golden Boot. Now to Columbus, where I think referee Hilario Grajeda did well not to whistle a penalty kick in the 13th minute. Aaron Schoenfeld leaps over goalkeeper Matt Reese and then bumps into a defender and falls to the ground. Not enough for a penalty kick. Then in the 53rd minute, the Crew's Tony Chani was shouting for a PK. He claims he was tugged by Kellen Rowe. And from these alternate angle replays, it does look like Rowe was tugging on Chani's right arm just as he was lunging for the ball. Very similar to the Barnes penalty in DC. I would have also called this one. The other play to look at from Crew Stadium, the stoppage time red card to Dominic Oduro. He just whacks Rowe from behind with the ball nowhere in sight. That's violent conduct, and the red card from Grajeda is justified. But compare that to the gratuitous David Carney kick on Chicago's Juan Luis Anangonó. The big difference here is the ball is still in the picture at Red Bull Arena, which is why Carney gets by with reckless play and a yellow card from referee Ismael Elfa. And we end in Seattle, where Eddie Johnson felt he scored a good goal in the 17th minute, but the offside flag went up. EJ and Clint Dempsey were making the argument that the goal should not have been called back because the ball was sent to Eddie Johnson, not by Dempsey, they say, but by the Galaxy's Mikey Stevens. But the guidelines say the defender has to have possession and control of the ball. This was clearly a deflection by Stevens. He does not have clear possession, and we see Mark Geiger taking a moment to explain the rule to Dempsey. And lastly, the play everyone wants to see. The 42nd minute phantom goal by Omar Gonzalez that replays show was not so phantom after all. Now, there's no way that Geiger could have gotten a clear look at this from his position, and so the call falls on the assistant referee, in this case benchside AR Greg Barkey, who keeps his flag down and does not signal the goal. The play led to this frustration foul from Galaxy captain Robbie Keane, which earned him a yellow card. And Landon Donovan also protests by putting his hands on the ref, which is another no-no. But he does not get punished for it. Now, to be clear, there is nothing in the laws of the game that covers a player touching a referee. It's up to the referee's discretion. But if it was me, I would have at least shown him a yellow. At least. We'll be dissecting plenty more plays involving LA and Seattle and all the other playoff teams on our special postseason editions of Instant Replay. But for now, for our editor John Benton, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time.